Oh, nice.
Starbucks cheers. Oh.
That's
Okay.
so good.
So, is it?
Get the crunchies. Not too sweet.
Okay.
Toffee nut crunch latte. Try one today.
Not sponsored. We're coming at you from a random Starbucks here in Korea. And I just wanted to make this video because I've decided officially to stay another year in Korea. Meanwhile, my friend here, Maggie, are you staying another year?
I have actually decided to leave early. So I am not even staying the full year I intended to.
No, she's not. And so, like, well, how is it leaving early? Are you breaking contract or what?
Well, let me preface that I'm not leaving because I dislike it. I'm leaving because another opportunity came up and I just find it more useful of my time and my future goals to go pursue that instead of finishing my year here.
Yes.
I'm also not a teacher and I don't like it as much as Vanessa does. Korea, great. Teaching, not my thing.
Ah, I see. Okay, so basically, you don't have to break contract to leave early. Is that what you're kind of saying here?
Yes, correct. So you don't have to break your contract. If you plan out when you're going to leave and you have the appropriate circumstances and you're able to plan it out, if you give your resignation 30 or 60 days, depending on what program you're with and just your school in general, you don't break contract, you get to keep your pension, they'll give you up to your last paycheck, you get your deposits back, you sacrifice your flight allowances, but if you weren't planning on that anyway, that's really not that big a deal. And you also sacrifice your settling allowance. I have to pay that back, but that'll just come out of my last paycheck, so it really won't be that big of a hit.
I think we should kind of backtrack. Are you public school or are you private school?
I am a public school with the EPIK program, a program that is quickly leaving, and I'm one of the last EPIK people.
R.I.P. Epic.
Yes, R.I.P.
R.I.P. So I am an English teacher. I am EPIK, which is what is absorbing EPIK right now, basically.
It's the real program.
It's the real deal. Okay? So if you're trying to apply right now, you will not see EPIK. If you do, still, I would highly suggest you apply to EPIK. That's what EPIK is becoming anyway. EPIK. Oh, it's so much. We're both EPIK teachers. I'm staying another year, so that means I will continue to pay into my pension that I can get when I leave. I'll get my renewal bonus because I actually do not teach in Seoul. I teach in Gyeonggi-do, so we get a renewal bonus. And when I do decide to leave, if I complete contract, I will get my flight allowance to leave the country.
You also get a whole month extra pay.
Yes.
You get that just for any contract completion. So that's another thing I'm sacrificing. It won't come out of my pay, obviously. I just won't receive that benefit of doing a full term, which stinks. But again, if leaving is important and you can't be here any longer, it's not going to bite you in the butt too bad if you plan appropriately and you stay in good graces with your school.
Definitely stay in good graces with your school. Do not leave on a bad note. That's just with any job, really. Don't leave on a bad luck. Not bad luck. Bad notes. Leave on a good note. Leave a good impression, because you never know when you're going to meet those people again. If it might come back and bite you in the butt, you don't know. So.
And it's important because I resigned with a 30-day notice, and had I said screw you school and left or whatever, those last 30 days would be pretty awkward. But I told my school, we talked it out, we worked through it. I've made sure to prepare for the future teachers, and I've really tried to leave the school in the best hands I can. So they've been really helpful to me, so I think that's important.
그렇죠. So basically, same. What else? Okay, so our experiences in teaching in Korea was different apparently because you don't like teaching as much. So what would you give as a suggestion to someone thinking to come here to Korea?
So I came as a business major right out of college, and I knew that I had no desire to be a teacher in my life. I knew that that was not the career choice I wanted. However, I thought that this opportunity was too amazing to pass up, and I figured you can do anything for a short period of time. I stand by that. even if you don't think you're a teacher type, you can find a lot of good things in it. There's a lot of parts I did enjoy. It's just something I know more now than ever that I'm just not cut out for. I wasn't an awful teacher. I didn't do a bad job. Because if you put in the work, you don't have to be bad. It's just
not a bad teacher.
It's hard work, and if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. It's hard to do when it's not something you love. But if you want to do it and you think you're a hard enough worker to stick it out and you're doing it for the experience rather than the work, I still recommend trying it. Just know that it takes more work than you think, and the job is a lot bigger part of it than you think.
Absolutely. And do you think anyone is ever too old or too young to come to Korea to teach?
Not at all. I would say you obviously have to have a college degree, so that kind of limits anyone being too young. I think it's an amazing experience. You need to have some independence, however, though, because there's going to be a lot of times when you are alone and you have to throw yourself into these totally new situations. If you're not capable of doing that and you're not independent enough to be away from family and friends and not be able to talk to them that much because of the time difference, then maybe it's not for you. As for being too old, again, if you're still open to new experiences, then there's no reason you can't, but that's regardless of what age. If you're open to new experiences and you want challenges and you want something different for yourself, I 100% recommend it.
So overall, leaving Korea, how do you feel? Are you ready to go, or are you just kind of like, is it bittersweet?
It's kind of bitter, honestly. I'm really excited about the opportunity ahead of me. Obviously, that's why I chose to do it, and I know it will be awesome when I get started with it, but I've made a lot of friends here. I even have enjoyed my school to a lot of certain extents.
A lot of friends?
Yeah, a lot of friends. Present company excluded. I made a lot of friends. I've had a lot of amazing experiences that you won't get when you're just back in the States, or you could get, it's just a little harder to do. Every day is a new experience. There's a lot of days back in the States where it's just a routine, and here it's a routine and it still surprises you. So, I don't know, I just got a lot of people here that I'm really, really gonna miss. I'm gonna miss the landscape. I'm gonna miss the attitudes, the experience, the travel. So yeah, I'm not ready to go. I would have loved to have stayed the whole year, and I would have much rather done that. But this is good too, and I almost made it. I did 9 months, so It's not bad. It's not like I left crazy early.
Okay, so to wrap, let me think. Yeah, to wrap this up, final thoughts overall about when is a good time to leave?
I think you should stay for the full year. I still stand by that. I think you need to have a really good reason to leave more than a year, because I don't think a year is too much at all. I think having a full year here would have really rounded out my experience. Now I feel like I'm being cut short just a little bit. Like I said, I really am going to miss it. I think you should, if you come in and you want to do this, you should not plan to leave early.
Oh, no.
If you think you're going to leave early, then don't do it. I didn't come into this thinking I would. This opportunity came up totally out of the blue, and I just didn't really have much control over it. But I think if you got the full year, that's really what's going to give you all the opportunities and experiences you want to really say that you soaked it all in.
And as someone that plans to stay, with me making my decision, trust me, it was not easy. I have family that I miss back home. I have food that I miss back home. I have mostly food. I'm kidding. No, mostly family and friends. But when you're trying to decide whether you want to stay or if you need to go or want to go, definitely think about what you're going to miss. For me, I thought of more things I would miss in Korea than I did I miss this in America. So it differs for every person, but whether you decide to stay in Korea or to leave Korea, we hope that you enjoyed your time here and that you had some awesome experiences. If you're considering coming to Korea, I hope this helps you kind of get an idea of, just a different person's perspective besides my own. So, language.
If you want to read more about my feelings, go to my blog.
Oh yeah, you should definitely promote that. What's your blog?
Wait. www.alwaysaround-mm.blogspot.com. always around is the title of my blog because it's a thing I said even when I wasn't a traveler. A friend would call me and they'd be like, hey, I need you to do this, or like, hey, it was good to talk to you. I'd be like, hey, no problem, I'm always around. Even if I'm not around, I'm always around. But it's also a pun because like I'm always around the world. I thought it was cute. That was clever as hell.
When do you leave again?
Good way though.
So be sure to check out her blog and show her blog some love if she makes it public.
Yeah.
Right, are you going to make it public?
I'll tell you if I'm going to make it public before you post this. If the link is in the video, then it's public. Because it's not private, I just don't share the URL. If you know the URL, you can get to it though. I just don't share it because I'm like, I know. Yeah, no, it's going to be public there. Decided. Done. Grande.
When do you leave again? With that, we're going to wrap this up and enjoy our Starbucks because it's so good. And if you have any questions, put them down in the comments below. Subscribe so you can see more content like this. And if you like the video, give it a good thumbs up. Bye! Wait, how do you say goodbye again?
안녕하세요. You should hear Dave when he says thank you. He goes, 감사합니다.
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 안녕히 계세요. 안녕히 가세요. Ah, that hurt.
I cannot hear any difference in those words.
안녕히 계세요. 안녕히 가.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's all I got.